hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. Going into the final show of the season, I was really a lot more relaxed, and it's something that I noticed from going into my first show. I think I was so excited, a little bit nervous, but I was just so excited, so buzzing, that I think the look improved so much in the second and the third show because I knew what to expect. I was a lot more relaxed, and stress in any form is not something you want in peak week, and that comes with excitement as well. So one of the most underrated things in peak week is just chilling out, and I was able to do that a lot more going into the second and third shows because I knew what to expect, but especially going to that third show into PCA Naturals 3, I was so much more confident in myself having won the WNBF. Like, I was going into it, rather than going to it with a mindset of I'm an underdog here, I went into it with the mindset of, I'm gonna be competitive here, and I will be tough to beat, and I would be only beaten by one guy who was a more complete bodybuilder than me. But I knew going into that show that nobody was going to bring my condition. Nobody that I've seen all season brought my condition, and I knew I had to do that because that's my USP. I haven't got the kind of muscle that some of these guys have got, but I've got what is that levels of conditioning, and that's what I brought throughout the whole season. But going into that third show, I was a lot more confident around what I was going to bring, and I knew I was going to be tough to beat, and that was a really, really good feeling. And coming out of it, it's something that I'm super proud of, and I can confidently look now into an off season and have no more itches to scratch, and I'm really pleased with the whole season. But yeah, that's something that I think is really underrated, just being able to chill out and have confidence in yourself.
That's right. Side chest, any side. Side tricep, any side. Facing the rear back double biceps.
So, just come off stage, PCA Naturals 3, took second in novice bodybuilding. So I thought I'd just come out and do a bit of a wrap up really on the season. So to sort of long story short it, I started prep essentially 4 weeks out because I was very, very lean. And it got to a stage where I thought it would just be a shame to waste that kind of condition. It wasn't a lot of food, but still very, very lean. So jumped into a prep with Finn for basically 4 weeks, and stepped on stage for the first time at the UK FPA Heart of England. Got into the first call outs, and then basically did back-to-back peaks into the WMBF, which is where I won the middleweight class. So that was a pretty surreal experience. Win the class in my second ever show. So I was absolutely buzzing with the look, with the package we brought, everything. Then went away for a couple of weeks and stayed on prep, and basically have come back in now, peaked for this show, and took second in another really competitive class. All the classes I've done this year have been, I think, over 10 people, really competitive. So there's not much more I can ask for. I know that I need more size, and from here we will basically go into an off season and try and put on as much size as we possibly can. But the conditioning that I brought, I've not seen many, if any, people more conditioned than me on stage, and that's something I'm definitely proud of. And it's carried me to where I've got, first and second in my debut season is because of that conditioning. And I've beaten people who are a lot more well muscled than me. And then perhaps next year or the year after, next year or the year after, definitely we'll be on stage again. This time with some more muscle, but hopefully that same conditioning again. But over the moon, absolutely buzzing. Can't thank the people around me enough. Finn, Matt, posing, literally everyone around me. Like, people in my corner know who they are. So I'll wrap it up here. Thank you very much, and I'll see you very, very soon. So my plans now, post-prep, are really to focus on initially recovery, getting some body fat back on, because the one thing I will say is I'm definitely one of the most conditioned people that I've seen on stage this year for sure. So putting myself in the healthiest position I possibly can going forward is my immediate priority. But then after that, it will be getting into as long an off season as I need, putting myself into a position where I can get really strong and put on the size I need, because the bug that I've got for competing now is brilliant, and I absolutely love it. And I know to be competitive in open classes and divisions, probably in 2028 going forward, I'm going to need a lot more size on me. So that is what we'll be doing. Finn will be guiding that. And I couldn't ask for much more in terms of the way he's looked after my prep and now setting me up into the off season. So going forward, the goals will be get as strong as possible, get on the sizes that I'm going to need in a controlled, but not too controlled manner, because I think that's been my issue in the past. I've not put the size on that I need to, but now I've competed, now I've done it, now I know I'm proud of what I've done, and that's something I rarely am proud of myself. I can really commit to this off season now. There's definitely more talented bodybuilders than me, 100%. But the one thing that I will always stand by, and I've heard it attributed to Sir Alex Ferguson, I've heard it attributed to loads of different people, but the one thing that I've always held dear: hard work beats talent when talent does work hard. And there's definitely more talented bodybuilders than me, 100%. But people turn around and they say, I will outwork everybody and things like that. But I am confident that whatever it takes, whatever I have to do, I will do that. And I think my capacity for that has been instilled in me, watching my old man get up at 5 a.m. 5-6 days a week, never miss a football game, never miss any event, watching both my parents work so hard for me. I've been, so fortunate to grow up with that kind of environment. And look, bodybuilding is not life and death, right? But when you have a passion for something, and when you have people around you who support you in that passion, it's almost an insult to the people who supported you to not give it your all. Like, who am I to not absolutely nail everything I possibly can when the sacrifices around me that have been made have put me in a really fortunate position. I'm in a fortunate position in my life. I just got engaged, really happy, everything, is in such a good spot. It would be an insult for me to not try and do something extraordinary.